Hello all. I'm back here with more Terra Mystica today. Hello all. Back. Yeah. Alright, so let's take a look at this board and figure out what faction you want to insert for bidding. So kind of the standout scoring events are the Spade in round 3, which bodes in favor of some of the factions that can get their digging upgraded really early. And then also the town scoring in round 5. So town scoring round 5, we usually want a faction that's obviously good at building a lot of towns, or round 5 and 6 town scoring can also favor the Mermaids because of their unusual ability to defer any town creation because their water tile placement is optional. So actually looking down the list of the bonus cards, we do have the one that rewards you for your shipping upgrades, and we have the money bonus. And both of those are things that bode really, really strongly for mermaids. So that may, just because they're strong doesn't mean we have to put them in the betting pool. Unless we're sort of believing that we can play them better than the average person, or that we're more aware of their strength than other people will be. Maybe that's the case. It's kind of hard to know. Either way, I'm happy to fire it up. Alright. So let's see what everyone else picks. Obviously, whatever they pick, we're kind of going to have an eye on the Mermaids. They're one of the strongest factions in general, probably an easy number 2 in this game. And I really like the look of them on this board in particular. Of course, the other faction that likes this sequence a lot and is also incredibly strong is the Darklings, so I won't be too surprised to see them come out. Darklings always want to get their temple on 1, just because they need that priest income so they can start terraforming. And then they'll spam out all their dwellings, and the stronghold on the last turn is that's usually when they want it anyway. Let's see, the shipping card exists as a round bonus, and the shipping card usually tends to favor the witches the most, because it lets them start by building 1,000,000 dwellings. But given that there isn't any dwelling scoring until round 2, I don't know, it still seems like the witches are reasonably strong in this position because they can build a temple, get Earth 1 in the first round, and then round 2 grab the shipping upgrade card and try to spam all of their dwellings. So that's it's not so much, the ability to do that isn't really an innate property of the faction so much as it is their terrain color on the map. Green is just very well set up for that sort of thing. So those are my pick for the top 3 factions on this board. 2 of them are in the pool already. We'll see what third one comes out. So this is interesting that halflings got fired up right away. It's going to make a lot of color neighbors for the Darklings, right? They have an adjacency on either side of the terrain wheel. So that may be a reason to not bid for them very aggressively, particularly because I like the Mermaids so much on this layout anyhow. You still gotta bid a little aggressively for the Darklings. They're too good to let people have them for 30 points. there may well be, if the fourth faction is something like engineers, they may become well situated just because they're so far from everyone else on this terrain wheel. That's a pretty nice boon right there, not having to compete for the same spots. And actually, it's temple scoring on round 1 is a fine thing for engineers because they're gonna they can naturally start on 2 of them. It's not an unusual opening. Oh, well, there it is. Speak of the devil. And engineer's 4th chair also means they can grab this this spade bonus card to get 2 temples and a dwelling as their opening. Assuming they can leech a little power in there somehow. So actually, I'm really liking the look of every faction here, except not so much the halflings. The spade on round 3 is a big downgrade from spade on round 4. And having 2 color neighbors is kind of problematic. So if we take mermaids in this batch, are we going to be able to start adjacent to people and take the power leech we want? It may be a little tricky. So usually mermaids are wanting to start out on this west part of the map. And they're not going to garner a lot of neighbors unless a Darklings player is willing to come off of their favored continent. It could be tricky for all the factions to produce neighbors with this setup. Maybe not the most. I suppose engineers can pair off next to halflings right in the center of the board. Engineers can definitely pair here against the Darklings. There's, I don't know, let's just start off with the Darklings for 30 bid, because if by some miracle we get it, we'll be happy. And I need more time to think about my relative valuations between these 3 races. I'm definitely confident that after all that thinking is done, I'll still be happy with Darklings for 30, though, if it sticks. We can also just kind of wake up and see what's being undervalued by the other players of these. Okay, well, clearly there's plenty of contest for the Darklings here. Okay, I actually think maybe I'll shy back from the mermaids in light of some difficulty producing neighbors for them. I suppose they can grab a neighbor right here next to the engineers and then come this direction. So, it's still tough to say. All of these races but halflings are looking mighty good to me. Not that the halflings are bad. Let's just continue this train at Darklings for 26. I'm sure that'll get overbid at some point in this process. Okay, so I'm not sure that I really want to see the mermaids going at 30 on this board. It's a little dangerous, and now that the Darklings are beneath them in victory point count by a margin, I feel more comfortable bidding elsewhere. But I assume this process is going to have to iterate until everyone is a good chunk below 30 except for the halflings. Okay, now the mermaids are coming down closer, so Let's just go ahead and try and buy engineers for 30. It could happen, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, I'm very happy if people want to bid the Darklings and Mermaids lower, but I do think the engineers will be quite competitive on this layout. Especially guaranteed access to this spade on turn 1. That's a very large boon. I mean, I say very large boon, even though common wisdom is you'd prefer to be in the earlier seats, which you would, if you are super fixated on getting the Earth 1 favor tile. That would be important. But that's not... Honestly, I would be content to play engineers without that one. We can definitely get by without that particular scoring tile, unless we're on Mermaids or Halflings, then I think we'll really need it to drive all the points. Alright. Really glad to see those Darklings getting bid way, way down. Mostly because I don't want to play them. No, I'm always happy to play the Darklings if I have to because they're going undervalued, but it's not my preference. I don't think I use them especially well. And I also just don't find them quite as much fun as some of the fiddlier, more diverse factions. Okay, someone finally overbid me. So the question is, would we prefer to go at engineers for 28 or mermaids for 26? So I'm inclined towards the mermaids for 26th line. Yep, I think there's a higher chance I'll be outcompeted if I proceed that way. Oh, nope, okay, I won it. Mermaids it is. Alright, let's see what people take. So I'm gonna be placing the first and final dwellings. So we know engineers are gonna wind up on this tile. They always take it. So we can safely grab this as our final dwelling, knowing that it'll have a neighbor. But if we want to try to garner any neighbors out in the west over here, that's gonna be a little bit... the only way we can do that is by putting the dwelling there to signal right now. None of the other factions are going to be so inclined to place a neighbor out here that they'll just do it on blind faith that they'll have a neighbor. In fact, going out here, we may well wind up alone regardless. So we're not going to go the Darklings into taking that spot because it's terrible for them. The question is, can we get the Halflings to eat up this one? Maybe not. We might have better luck getting them to grab here. Then they have immediate access to this triad. So it's possible that, yeah, it's definitely a possibility they would go for that. I suppose... it's much the same as starting here and first terraforming that anyway. So yeah, actually, just in hopes of scrounging a couple more neighbors, let's go ahead and first pick this tile. But that runs a small risk that the Darkling player then does start here and moves down this line of 4 and just completely blocks us off. So that's maybe not super happy times. They're probably just going to take these 2 spots either way. But let's not chance having an abysmally awful game from the get-go on that. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and grab this one. Our other spot will be going here, right next to the engineers. Oh, lucky day, we did get the halflings to pick up this one. Super happy about that. Come on, put it there. We all know you're gonna. I would be shocked if it picks any space other than this one for the next dwelling. This is always the yep, there we go. Okay. That's always the primo engineer starting space. Oh, Darkling's in here to try and absorb more power. That's interesting. That gives us the option to play here if we want. Then the Darklings have little distance to... The Darklings probably wouldn't upgrade this one at that point because it would be tricky for them to escape out of this lock. On the other hand, if we don't grab this right now, then we're going to be in pretty unfortunate danger of not having access to the triple town we want up here, probably here, and then ideally something up here also. And the Darklings very likely go to first terraform this tile, just to keep us out. But we'll definitely absorb more power if we start here. So this is a bit of a tricky one. I suppose let's, is there any way to connect through here if this is taken from us? It could be a real disaster. But it's pretty hard to get the triple town from there too. Just because we don't have an easy way over to this side, or at least not as easy. Yeah, we'll go ahead and start on this tile. Hopefully we can compete there before the Darklings do anything nefarious. Alright, so what bonus cards do we want to start with? Well, we're mermaids, so we love 6 money basically as often as we can get it. We're gonna have way too many problems with coins. Always, throughout the whole game. We need too many to up our shipping, and we also need too many for... Well, really, we're just not gonna get any income of them. We're gonna throw down our dwellings quickly. So, Interesting, this engineer's passed the spade there. Yeah, halfling snapped it up immediately. We would have been happy to take it if we could. So the priest was a possible option for us, looking to upgrade shipping faster and whatnot. I do like this card to start a decent amount, but it'll be a little better once we have more shipping running. So I think we'll try to pass on to that for round 2. We'll get enough power absorption to take the double dig on our third action. We are in first chair. So I think I'm just going to grab the money for now because we know that we're going to be running out of it constantly as the game goes. And this will score higher on even rounds than if we score it on all odd rounds. Alright, taking an action. We need our Earth 1 as mermaids. I'm a very firm believer in it with them. So let's just shoot straight there so no one can race us for it. We're upgrading this one first because the engineer player wedged between 2 is definitely going to upgrade this one in preference, as will the halfling player. Which just gives each of them further incentive to choose that one. So we're doing it this way because we know we'll absorb power here, whereas this is a much less sure bet. Hello, Liberate Hong Kong. I didn't notice you there. Sorry. So I've actually never played Puerto Rico. I've heard great things about it. Yeah, I mean, it sort of is one of those famous Euro games in the vein of like Carcassonne and whatnot. But I've never quite made it around to that one. Oh, this is a promising sign that the Darklings went and terraformed here to block off the engineers in preference to blocking us. Definitely very happy about that. I do think in general that bidding for seat positions or characters or asymmetric factions or whatever, it's a pretty solid game mechanic for strategy games, in that it sort of automatically balances everything that where victory points are a feasible scoring metric. But it's also a very lazy game design mechanic. Just from the standpoint that, the effort wasn't made to get a finer balance resolution on the selection, or a more or to get a more like an explicit compensation. So I may easily miss on... Oh, no, actually, it's not true that I'll miss on Earth 1 if I go ahead and pass here. Because there's only 2 other people that might proceed to build a temple on the next move. So as much as I want to just fire this off right now to make sure I get it, I am actually going to temple now, though, just so I can take the points from building the dwellings. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. I'm real mad at you engineers for upgrading the trading post on the east side first. You are a jerk. You stood to gain so much more power choosing this one. So much more power. Oh well. Okay, halflings also grabbed an Earth 1. Does this mean darklings are going to be without it? Make for an interesting game. I do not like their spot very much if they lose on it. It's no secret in this game that this Earth 1 favor is by far the best. But also it's not essential for all the factions. There are some... It's kind of the best average case one across all the scenarios. It's never a bad favor to pick, but the others can all be reasonably strong except for this air one. So as long as you take them in the right spot, you can get plenty of compensation for missing out on it. Alright, engineers player. If you upgrade this trading post... No, I still can't do a double dig. I was so sure I was gonna leech so much power in this situation. Oh well. We're definitely gonna use our dig to dig this evil space into a lake. Oh, there goes double. Okay, that's interesting. We may get absorb power if he takes the top one first, because it gets him next to this mountain. So it would be very reasonable for him to pick that one, in preference to the bottom, even though it does hand out a little more power to his opponents. Okay, well, he's still being a jerk to me. So we don't actually have anything productive to do until we dig this, but that opens our ability to build 2 more dwellings. So we'll just go ahead and dig it now. We have absorbed 0 power all game, which sucks, but it's fine, I guess. So next round, I'm going to be looking to upgrade my shipping. And the reason I want the shipping upgrade is then without using any terraforms, I'll have access to 2 tiles. I'll be able to take this contested one, which I'm extremely paranoid about, and then I'll also be able to jump down to this lake here. Definitely the less spades we have to expend over the course of the game, the better. They do not come cheap whatsoever. So since I am going to be looking to go ahead and grab this shipping card, especially now that it has a coin on it, I guess I'm glad that we've banked out so much money, because we're going to continue spending that money and we're not going to get any income of it for a bit, because it's just going to be building dwellings next round, as this describes. Let's take this one. So we're also in good position to win the first placement for the next round. Right, because I'm already out of stuff to do, thanks to receiving so fantastically little power, you jerks engineers. I mean, I say this, but the engineers are probably still gonna collect a temple here, unless they're really, really big jerks and decide to do it down here. because they have the resources to do it. They have the 2 white cubes they need and the ability to spin up the coins it would require. Right? It's 2 to upgrade a trading post, 4 to upgrade temple, so they would need 3 coins. They can produce this out of their power. Actually, they can even take this wondrous action here. They've gotten so much power leech this game. They're definitely in a very good position right now. I suppose the other option, rather than collecting the 6 points from the upgraded shipping, is that I could grab this dwelling scoring card. And that's 2 extra coins above this one. It does not give me the 3 power. I'll only score 5 points instead of 6 from dwellings at end of round. So, I suppose I could score another one if I found ability to use one of these actions. But that would be very difficult without the 3 power boost. So I think I'm inclined towards the shipping upgrade one. I need to get that power running, whether it turns into a dig action or into a coins action. Either way, I really, really need it. A little frustrating we didn't get to pass first, but it's okay. The halflings took a card that I have no interest in. All that really, really matters is we must pass before the Darklings. This is at all costs. We are in deep trouble if the Darklings take this space from us. We will have to work so much harder than otherwise to pick up the extra town. So let's not do that. Let's just go ahead and pass. So we're looking at 10 coins for the round. 4 will go towards a shipping upgrade. 4 more towards the pair of dwellings we intend to build. Past that, if we spin up a coin from power actions, we can upgrade a dwelling into a trading post, which probably serves us better long term, just so that we can finally get some money income. The Darklings will have one chance if their first action of the move is stealing this space away. I badly hope it isn't. Also, this engineer's guy is such a jerk. He's feeding everybody but me. And that's just me. Oh, the Darklings took another priest. That's a lot of priests. 1 on the cult tracks, 1 to terraform from the start. Where are they? I assume he's gonna spend this priest for yet another dwelling. But where will he take it? I really hope he takes it over on the east side. Which favors has Engineers taken? So they did get the Earth 1 favor, and also Earth 2. I actually rather like this Water 1 take from Darklings. I'm a big fan of opening with that favor tile with them. And of course, if you have that favor tile, it's an extra action that you have to take every single round, and so you typically wind up going last almost every round once you've sentenced yourself with this thing. But a fat lot of good that's going to do us, because we're really not going to care about them at all once we get this space, and I dearly hope we can get that space. Okay. Nice to see he didn't use that one priest to terraform. Though I'm a little surprised he didn't. It could give him an extra worker for next round to do that. And he's not on a lot of those. Okay. Which bonus card do the Darklings go on? This Engineers guy is such a jerk, denying me so much power. Hello, Paz Deluxe. Nice to see you back again. Alright, so which bonus card did he take? He grabbed the Dwelling one. That's not a shocker. Alright, we're just gonna, when it's our turn, speed upgrade our shipping. And then we just pray this space still exists when it comes back to us. We upgrade our shipping real fast there in hopes that the Darklings player doesn't see it. Because we want to grab this space without him terraforming it. So the question I'm seeing is how much I bid for the Mermaids. This game, the Darklings went for 19, the Mermaids for 26, Engineers for 28, and Halflings for 30. So, mostly all of the factions are clumped pretty close outside of the Darklings. And here's scrolling down a little so you can catch a view of all the bonus cards and the round scoring at once that made me bid that way. So unfortunately I don't think I'm garnering 9 points for my shipping bonus on round 2. I think I'm just gonna pass it out as 6, after claiming this tile here, and then down here on this one. And then I'll upgrade a trading post in, I suppose, over here by the Halflings. I don't anticipate upgrading shipping yet another time to 3. Alright, finally we are granted some power at long last. This is very overdue. Perhaps, if it continues, we'll be able to take one of these digs. Also, unbelievably happy to see the Darklings coming around here. Thank you, Darklings. You've left this up for me. Now all is well in the world. If we can leech a little more power, we can get a dig action, and then if we dig here, we can complete yet another dwelling up there. That would be pretty incredible if we got to have that many dwellings on this round, but it does require leeching 2 more power, and I don't know that I necessarily anticipate us getting any. I'm with you, Deluxe. Oh well. On the bright side, even if we're not being given power because of the engineers deciding on some annoying configurations to benefit everyone but us, we still have basically the areas of the map that we want to found 3 towns in round 5 carved out uniquely for us. So we can be pretty confident in getting all the things that we want moving forward, as long as we don't run out of the resources to take them. Oh no! I just realized I can't actually build 2 more dwellings regardless. After this one, because I won't have enough money. Always running out of money on the mermaids. Yeah, so I suppose it's just gonna be a dwelling and then a trading post over here. And then we'll pass the turn. Sorry, who passed already? The halflings? This is really a shockingly abysmal game for the halflings. I feel like we're just gonna walk all over this player. Everybody is. Okay then. I suppose I'm fine doing that. I have no idea what the ELO on these players is, Deluxe. Unless I go check out their profiles mid-game, it actually doesn't show it to me at game start. I only see their Terra Mystica League rating, which is kind of a fake number on Board Game Arena. That's more closer to how many games they've played than their ELO. Okay, good. I see you agreeing it's a really dumb number, so I don't have to sell you on that. Awesome. Hello, Fra. Nice to see you in my chat. Yeah, we definitely love fake numbers. As people watching this may or may not know, I used to be a professional bridge player, and that's a competitive avenue where all of the numbers are fake. There is no kept rating in a true sense in that game. And it's really frustrating. You really learn to hate numbers that can never go down. Because then old people just have all the numbers. So are Darklings abandoning connection? I don't know. They might be. It's not unreasonable to think that they could abandon connection, because it's only a single town that's cut off when they do that. They could connect around the north with some effort. That's going to get extra hard because I'm going to get in the way in this triangle up here for my third town. But they could just abandon the one spot. And that would be totally fine if they wanted to go that route. But it does mean they're only probably going to be able to get one town in here. Or maybe they can jump here and get a second one. It'll be tricky. But they can at least have a reasonable connected area size. The halflings may have a little difficulty of connection. Sort of the ideal I imagine is they would want to take this space and this one, build a bridge for the town, and then they'd come in through this section because I want to grab that forest right there before they can mess it up to form a town along here. So it sucks to be zapping yet another power token from my bulls, but we're gonna do it because we have no money income, and we need money income badly. Alright, preparing to pass for the next round. What bonus card do we want? I suppose we can get this free spade. It makes a lot of sense, because it comes with 2 money, and we need all the money we can get. And also, it's the spade scoring round. So, love spades on the spade scoring round. The Darklings are presumably going last forever because they've taken this Water 2 favor. I think our next round's priest we're probably pretty happy to throw down in the earth slot in order to just get 2 coins. It's a little decrepit, but, you know, the common mermaid meme is a meme for a reason. We just gotta penny pinch money the whole way through. We can never get enough. It's a little sad the engineers swiped that from us, but spade on the spade round is also fine. Can't complain. We're definitely going to start spending workers as money. Probably next round. So I think if I'm the Darklings player, what I'm thinking about here is actually, should I just pass in order to not be last and have the spade? And it seems like sort of a crazy pass. Like, it's a little unthinkable that they wouldn't want to grab the money first, or build more dwellings, because they can, on the dwelling scoring round. Hello again, Liberate Hong Kong. Yes, it's a very complicated game, to say the least. So if you're new to this interface, what you want to be looking at is down this column, right under everyone's names, next to the profile symbol. That's a point score. So you can use that as a proxy measure of who's winning. Oh! Well, hello there, Captain. So I have nothing left to do this round. So we're going to go ahead and pass, and we'll grab our 2 coins, and a spade. Okay, so as far as explaining this game for Captain, it is very, very Eurogamey. We're looking to just maximize a victory point total. So what are the things that are getting me points? Well, there's 6 rounds in the game, and printed down this left side over here, it shows me which actions are awarded points in which round. So we just tied up round 2, where building dwellings was worth points. In round 3, use of spades to terraform the map is worth points. So you get a lot of your points from that, and then you get a lot of your points from end of game scoring, where you try to have the largest connected region of stuff, and you get points for having favoritism from the gods and the different cults. So those are the main things we're trying to do. You do get some incidental points from founding towns and application of some of these favors. But those are the main things we're aiming for. Okay, first to act, stole away the double spade. Actually, halflings were first to act. What did they do before? Oh, they took 2 white cubes. I suppose because they're just trying to maximize spade use in the spade round, because there's nothing else a halfling can reasonably do. Right, that's the entire point of the race, is just to spend as many spades in the spade round and hope that that's good enough no one else catches up. But he's going to have to upgrade digs twice. So he's actually only going to have 8 white cubes to spend. So we're still short on power to have access to this spade, which sucks. We want to get... How do we want to handle this? I want to take this space before it is taken from me. But it's not a big priority for the halflings player to take it. He would presumably want these 4 to make his town. The alternative is I can grab this one, which then opens another free dwelling placement here. But I'm not sure that's the route we're going. I think I just need to upgrade as many of these things into trading posts as I can, because we need to continue getting more and more money. Hopefully we can outlast the engineers to grab this card, or failing that, we'll just fall back on the upgrade shipping bonus for the round. Okay then. So what all are we doing? It leaves more dwellings to build for a dwelling scoring round if we save this one for later, so I think I want to compete here and then grab the trading post. And that seems fine for now. Where's my spade? Here's my spade. Yeah, right here. We also like that because then if the halflings try to move anywhere, they are giving me the power. Deluxe says not complicated. I beg to differ. I think this is quite a complicated game. Which is not a point in its favor. But I'm glad I've learned to play it. No, I am aware of that distinction that you're making. Yeah. Alright, if it can be explained in 10 minutes, more power to you, but I feel like kind of getting my head around enough basics to play it would take me longer. That is right. The mermaid town where I need the coral reef or my bridge is gonna happen down here. So if I want access to spamming more dwellings, I can upgrade shipping yet another time, because then I can build these two out there. But that's not really the priority. I want to stake a claim over here to try and make a town. Probably this one first, because it gives me the dwelling out there. It does help if I can take this. It just makes connecting a little bit easier. I can do it without, certainly. But then I have to build, like, a connection space that isn't part of the town. So I'd like to cut down on how many spaces I need to terraform. Okay, what did our halflings player do for the round? So that's Ryan the man. Oh, he collected money. Okay, that's very reasonable. We wanted to do that, but nobody will give us any power, so we haven't. Shame. So we're probably looking at... We're gonna need another trading post upgrade. Because again, we need to produce all the money that we can, and more power, which equates to more money. Money is certainly the limiting resource. The question is, which of these should become our trading post? I imagine this one, because it's the halflings player is going to have to spade through here. In order to spend as many spades as he has on the spade scoring round. So let's just downgrade a worker to a coin. And go ahead and make our trading post. Gosh, this is going to be not a great game for us. Because we have not absorbed any power at all. I think we've gotten a total of 3 from opponents. Despite being next to all the action, they've all chosen to build the other way. So next round we'll get 6 incoming coins, 2 from this cult bonus, 2 and 2. Maybe we can take a 7th if we get back on the shipping. Hopefully it leads to passing fast enough that we can take the money power action. Okay, so what's left for us to do here? Really just spend the priest and then try to pass on to one of these 2 bonus cards. Get in there, little priest. So I'm actually collecting quite a lot of power now, at last. I'm gonna get more for the round, once the halflings start doing their digging spree. Which is coming but not till after my next move. So here's the question, is it worth burning power tokens to get the spade this round while it still scores? Yes, I agree with you, Captain. The manual layout is terrible, because it spends the entire manual telling you how to numerically wave pieces around for things before it gets to such high points as the goal of the game, or general flow of play. It just tells you little minutia about how you're allowed to slide purple tokens between power bowls before you have any idea what that means. It's really a terribly written rulebook. So in order to hit my town target of 3 towns on round 5 when they score, I think I'm going to have a lot of trouble doing this unless I secure for myself the Fire 2 favor, which no one is fighting for, so thankfully that should be around. But I think I'm going to want to be grabbing that as my second favor of the game. These players are really going in the tank here. It's possible this power action won't exist by my turn. It would be very reasonable for engineers to take it right now, while it still scores. Actually, perhaps not. I suppose they don't have anywhere they would want to terraform with it. They haven't upped their shipping. I'm the only one with shipping prowess at the moment. Sadly, it looks like we won't get to pass after engineers. So this 6 money is unavailable to us. So we're looking at the shipping points plus a coin plus 3 power, or 3 coins plus the dwelling scoring. So the dwelling scoring might actually do better for us next round. It's possible. It's also more coins. I don't really have plans to jack my shipping up all the way. We're just not going to get enough money to make that happen this game. Oh, engineers did up shipping. Okay. So if I spend the spade right now, I will be unable to build the dwelling, because I will have exactly 0 power remaining. I won't be able to spin up the coins necessary. So doing this here is removing 3 power tokens from my bowls just for the 2 points, and I definitely don't think that's a trade we want to make. So we're going to pass and be first next round. The question is just whether we want the shipping scoring or the dwelling scoring. And I think the dwelling scoring is actually going to be higher, because I don't have plans to go to 3 shipping for the next move. Maybe I should? If I make such plans, I can build I can build these 2 dwellings. But my coin allotment is only going to be 2, 2, 2, so that's 6, and then if I take those, the 1, it will be a 7th. I suppose I can lead off with this and build 2, but that's not actually better than spading what I need for the town and then building 2 that way. So I like moving myself just more towards the towns that I need to produce. We don't have time to mess around if we're going to hit this round 5 deadline. Alright, 3 coins plus dwelling scoring. There we go. I assume we're about to absorb some halfling power, because he's gonna want to spade wildly over here. And he really just has nowhere else to do it unless he ups his shipping. That is actually a thing he can do. Either way, we're absorbing power, though, even if he comes down this direction. Which is probably what he's going to do at some point, just to complete 2 towns in this. But are we going to get enough power to take the double dig action next turn? I would hope so, because I would like to dig both of these. Oh, well, there's all the power. Are we willing to lose 4 points for it when we're getting 2 anyway here, though? So I feel like the answer is just yes, because he only has 5 spades left, right? He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as all his spades for the round, so we're not getting any other power source. We should just take it. Oh, it's actually only wasting 1 power even. Well, happy days. So we will get to double spade. We can make sure we take this, and then we only need 3 shipping for connection, and we don't have to terraform quite as many tiles as we otherwise would. We can even make this our sanctuary town, up in this corner, in the process of taking Fire 2. So that makes this 5 power already. This is 4. This one's also 4. But it is going to need the coral reef in order to fill it out. We do need to be somewhat prompt about this space. The engineers are at 1 shipping, so once they come here, they can feasibly block us this space. It is only a single shift on the terrain wheel to get it to their native mountain. Okay, engineers have passed on to the shipping scoring tile. I suppose those are the only 2 scoring tiles here, so actually the ones that we're on are going to be the most hotly contested moving forward. Oh, he does build it. Well, okay, we're indeed wasting some power, but whatever. I would have thought he would want to spend all of this as spades and then just build the dwellings on the next round. Boop, 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 boop. It makes him so many more points, but I suppose we can't complain about our opponent being bad. I'll definitely be mortified if we lose this to the halflings. Engineers and darklings have fine spots, though, so who knows what's going to happen with them. I think he may just be paranoid that I'm intending to block this space, and he's sort of like unaware of the division of the towns I'm laying out. Which is reasonable, I guess. So I can put down 3 dwellings next round. Just 1, 2, 3. There's still a lot of work to be done to get this to them. I suppose on the town round, what we're going to have to do is daisy chain the towns so that the rewards from founding one feed into letting us complete the next one. I think it should be possible that way. I would be a little surprised if it wasn't. The worrisome thing to watch for is we will need a couple more terraforms. Those are going to be the most expensive piece of the process. Alright, who has not passed yet? Oh, we're still waiting on the halflings to keep spading. They've really spent this suboptimally. The Darklings player is also... They can upgrade one of these to a trading post without founding a town. Right, they're only going to be able to found a single town this game, but they're going to want to defer it until next round. Because that's when it scores the... or defer it for 2 rounds. No, they can't defer it that long. Huh. So what are they even going to do with all their resources? I think they just have to take a suboptimal build order for the points sequencing. Really, I think we're looking at competing with the engineers. They're the faction that best stands to get us here. So I know viewers will notice the halflings are currently in the lead. This always happens after the spade round for the halflings, though. The rest of the game is just going to be them petering out and hoping we don't catch up. And this is such a piddly lead that we trivially will. So, happy days. Let's go ahead and mark our territory over here. And then we're going to build this dwelling so it can't be blocked from us. So actually another good reason to choose this scoring card over the shipping one is there's only 2 bonus cards people can steal points from in this game, so it's going to be a little bit of a lower scoring game. But they're roughly equally usable by us, but this one, the shipping rewards, is going to be much harder for all the other factions to claim. So it's really better to be denying this to other people when we can. The engineers are thinking for a long time, so I would have assumed they would have done their thinking before passing about how to start. Which probably means that whatever their plan was for the round, it involved a double dig? That can't be, though. There's no way. They don't have enough spots that they would be... Oh, no, they do, actually, because they have the one shipping. They could have double dug to this tile, and then to that tile, and then that gives them good ability to connect. And lots of ability to found towns and build bridges. Engineers and their penchant for bridges. As Deluxe points out, we will need a bridge down here unless we use the special Mermaid Coral Reef. Let's hope we can get the Coral Reef instead. The bridge is a backup. Because it just feels kind of like new play to be using bridges as mermaids when you're supposed to be aquatic. Like, we gotta roleplay our faction a bit, you know? It's another reason I can't play the halflings. I'm too tall for that. One thing we may want to be mindful of, if engineers aren't in position to steal this from us when it comes back around, then the only action that we have to take that could be that reasonably contested is gaining this final priest slot. So that'll actually be our next action unless the mermaids have jumped to a position where they could take this from us. I know nominally they could come, if they came here, they're in position to take that also, but that doesn't block us nearly so badly. We're going to get a little power down here. That's kind of nice. Okay, so engineers are indeed not in position to do that. We're not going to have access to this power gain here, because we won't be upgrading a temple to a sanctuary until next round, I believe. It's actually 4 and 8 to do that here. I would much rather build the dwellings while they score. So yeah, we will go ahead and steal this. Securing ourselves another spade in the next round. I know it would be nice to end our dwelling spam grabbing these, and we could do that in this round, but it's going to inhibit our ability to found towns, and really the triple town combo, that's what we're aiming for. We gotta hit that. Another reason to do this by Coral Reef and not Bridge is that the Coral Reef version of it will actually count as one of the 6 levels of building in here. So it's really a much more efficient use of power if we can do it. We would ideally want to start next round with double bit dig and throw down Coral Reef here and then dig this space into our dwelling. Oh goodness me. I didn't even notice it was waiting on me to pass conversions. I feel silly. I expect the bridge action to be pretty contested going forward. Which is nice since I think we don't really want that much. The engineers will be getting a stronghold soon, if they ever do. They can put bridge in here to connect the town. The halflings will need it here to connect their town. And they're all going to want to do that next round. So hopefully the spade actions will pass around to us, so we're currently not at enough power to take it. It's a little problematic. We should be able to absorb a little more this round, just from halflings building a dwelling here. But that's not going to get us to a spade unless we upgrade this to trading posts, and we're not going to do that in preparation. We'd much rather have the discount doing it after they build here. Okay, back to us. Time to grab this spot. Still needing 2 spades to complete the town setup is definitely not ideal. So where are we power-wise? Once we add in... Upgrading this to Sanctuary will cause this to be 5, this to be 4, and this to be 4. But let's spot ourselves a coral reef in here. That makes that 5. So we need to get another trading post in here, another trading post and a dwelling here, and a trading post in there. We don't have that many trading posts, so that could be a bit annoying. Oh, well that's more power for us. That's definitely welcome. Well, we lost out on the ability to double dig. And that stinks. Sorry, to take this single dig. Oh, we won't have enough power anyway. We need to gain 2 more. Okay. So if we want to try to double dig it started next round, we can be taking this bonus card for the worker, the 3 power, and the money. I think what we want to do... We definitely want to put another dwelling down. They score too many points this round. So I should just go ahead and shore up this. And then I'm going to want to upgrade to trading post. And I suppose that's where I'll be passing. So I think since we don't have as many trading posts as I described to fill all these towns, we're going to need to use the stronghold in there next round. But that seems fine. No problems doing that. I've also been claiming for a while we would dig here to be the 4th spot on this town, but we don't actually have to. We can dig this one if we want. Just to make it extra sure that no one gets to have fun back here in the corner. Except us. We're the only one who gets to have fun, because we're the mermaids. Okay, so the Darklings are making attempts to connect. They'll presumably come through here, and it's still going to be a hard road for them to connect. Very hard road. I may just make it impossible if I steal this space away. Alright, so it does create one less point when I pass to build the trading post, but we're really gonna need the coins. We're gonna need all the resources we can get to pull off this combo next round, and it may not quite come through. We may not get enough towns. So I think I'm gonna want to pass first, because I doubt anyone else is passing on all this stuff. Possibly the halflings are, but unlikely. The hope would be that I can lead off on double dig. Digging, I guess, here. And a coral reef. Then I'll need to upgrade Sanctuary, and immediately I'll get a town bonus from this tile. Then I can upgrade Stronghold here, get another town bonus, and then upgrade Trading Post and hit the end. Oh, that actually means I don't need a trading. I only need Trading Posts in the 2 towns. Okay. So we'll use that one. And on that note, if I do this and then pass onto this card, will I have enough power to double dig? I'll take 4 income, 7. So that puts all of it into here and then moves 5 tokens up. Okay. So I'm definitely able to double dig on that line. So wonderful, that's the play then. We just gotta hope that we can pass fast enough. The engineers took an action. The Darklings are definitely gonna take an action on all this. The Halflings are the one who may not have. So let's wait and see. How much shipping have the Darklings got? They have 2. So they can't yet jump to this swamp, which is where they really want to go. And they'll need to dig that first, too. Okay, we got the bridge laid in. And so we don't have enough power to use this, so we're just happy to pass. Alright, here goes. Let's hope we can hit this full combo. We're gonna have 7 income of white cubes, plus this 8th one on the bonus card. We'll have 9 of those. That's enough to build Stronghold. And, I suppose I'll have to go Sanctuary first to trigger this town. And it's almost enough for the... Yeah, okay, so we should have enough to do the triple town founding. Really, it's that double dig that we can't afford to let go. Okay, so priority order for actions in the next round. We need the double dig first, before anyone can mess with it. Next up, we'll need to upgrade Sanctuary before all the Fire 2s disappear. I'm not confident that they will, but I suspect strongly that I won't be the only person trying for it. It could allow the Halflings player to create 2 towns next round, if they aim for it. So unfortunately, we're going to miss on a chance for Stronghold or Sanctuary scoring in the final round, but I think, assuming we hit our 3-town combo, it's not going to matter. I would be fairly confident we could win off of that. We are just producing more resources than other people, except debatably the engineers may be outproducing us relative to the costs they incur for construction. 7 power is quite a lot. But I'm reasonably confident we're the only one who's going to be able to found 3 towns. I would be deeply surprised to learn it was otherwise, I think. I do wonder if we're even going to see an engineer stronghold. The argument in favor of not is just that if you don't get it early enough, it needs time to work and give you the points. Because otherwise, he can found his 2 towns without ever building a bridge, right? Why go to the hassle of building many bridges and a stronghold when there's not enough time to reap the point income? So maybe there won't be competition for the bridge action now that the Halflings got their needed one. Captain, if you're still watching, I think if you've just read the vanilla rulebook, you'll be missing a couple things that are from an expansion included in this game. And there's a very relevant expansion mechanic that we are about to use on the next round on our first action. and that is these special landscapes. Every faction has a unique building type with the expansion that they can only place one of. And we're going to rely very, very heavily on our coral reef. It's mechanically roughly the same as it's a dwelling, except that it doesn't count as the named structure dwelling, but we can put it on top of the river, and that's how we're going to form this as a contiguous town, filling in the other needed space using our mermaid power. 3T1R incoming. Is that 3 towns, 1 round? I sure hope you're right. I would be very disappointed to miss on this. Okay, so... the first thing we're going to need to do is place this, and we'll take it right here. It costs a spade to place the coral reef. Oh, okay, this is an interesting UI quirk. Apparently, if I want a 2 spade to place the coral reef, I have to do it as the second one. So it's just a question of which of these I want to take. I think we should just give the halflings less power, is my thought process on this, so we'll take this one. If we upgrade Stronghold here, we're not going to need to make another trading post, so it's fine. And then for the other spade, we'll place this here. Okay, power. I'm gonna need power. Probably. I don't know. I haven't quite mathed through all this, but depending on what town tiles start disappearing on us, I may well need that power. So next action is going to be to grab Fire 2 here, which completes this town. Fire 2 here, I say, because I'm going to upgrade this into a sanctuary to avoid further terraforms this round. Yes, Deluxe, that's correct. I'm still missing Fire 2. My next move is going to be upgrade this temple to a sanctuary. And then that will complete the lower left town, and I'll have 5 power in the upper right town. And this is still only 4, but we can get there with dwelling and then upgrade stronghold. Here we'll need trading posts. So we should be able to daisy chain everything together. But I want to grab the Fire 2 next, because I imagine there are other people looking to take it. And I don't think anyone is wanting to contest me on this space, which is really the only other thing that can be stolen away at this point besides town tiles. It's more likely they would take the town tiles I want, so I should race out the Fire 2. Next action. It will leave me with no money. I intend to fix that problem with this town tile that gives money. It's kind of the usual town for mermaids to found. They always need the money. We are going to need to upgrade to shipping rank 3 in the final round to be a connected entity. And that also lets us just throw a dwelling down here for the sake of area size, which is cool. We are going to need a little bit of terraforming to get to win the largest area in the final round. really surprised the Darklings player has not elected to come up here as the next action. That's the more critical spot for him if he wants to connect, because then with 3 shipping, he can jump onto this swamp tile and connect by digging through here. Otherwise, I don't see how he gets there unless he jumps from here to that tile. But the engineers are in very good shape to block him on that. Let's hope it happens. I would love it if the Darklings couldn't connect all their stuff. Alright, so things to do. Let's make a sanctuary and then get paid. There's the sanctuary. Take a favor, I'll get fire too. And now found a town. Yay, getting paid. Okay. This can go right... oh, actually, let's go over here. It looks cooler. Yeah. No conversions. I have plenty of power to accept. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna need, we'll need this... we'll need a dwelling and a stronghold up here. Or alternatively, just a trading post here. We may want to... I see. Yes, I will take the power because I still think I need to spin up a couple resources to hit the triple. The other money towns got stolen from us. That is not happy news. So now all our power is probably working into being money. We still need to build a dwelling, a trading post, and a stronghold. That is a total of 11 money and 7 dwellings. So we are short 2 dwellings and 5 money. This could be tricky. The 2 dwellings can come from this town tile, obviously. How to get 5 money? We can recycle the priest as 1 and get 2 through power gains here. That's still short a little bit of money, though. Can I collect power somewhere? It seems likely. Advancing on Cultivar. Okay. I can also, instead of using the priest as a coin, which is heinously inefficient, I can use the priest to gain 1 power by putting it in one of these slots, and that will do me far better. So hopefully the halfling guy seeks to found a second town this round. I would think that he would want to. Took fire 2. This is already 4 power, so he needs like 2 trading post upgrades. He definitely has them available. If he uses the priests as workers, he can absolutely found a second town. So that means that power stands to be leached in here, so we should be able to get enough to complete this fixture. Does that mean we have to upgrade here first? Probably don't want to just yet. If I build stronghold here, then I can't reap the 2 workers to daisy chain all the towns together. So this has to come next. So let's do it. Okay, I think that's all the power we need in one move. Losing 5 victory points is quite a wallop, though. But will we even gain enough if he upgrades one of the other ones? We may well not. Right, I have all the workers I need. I need to produce a total of 9 money. That's 6 more than I have. Yeah, it really is for the best to just accept all this, as much as that hurts. I won't get there without it. This produces 5 money out of my power. I really don't want to have to use the priest as one. I suppose I can just send the priest off to a cult, and that will be sufficient. Yeah, so as long as, that means, I guess, that I can take this dwelling next, because that's really the last thing I can be cut on. Kator 2, yeah, I'm losing 5 points to gain 5 points, that is correct. This is a worth it trade, just because if I don't make that kind of trade, I'm running out of trading posts anyway. I naturally need to resort to some of these higher level buildings just to be able to continue to place stuff in round 6. So losing 5 to gain 5 and breaking even on points when it lets me get my stronghold down is very much worth it to me. That also kind of gets my shipping running here so that I have a connected area. I think what we need to start figuring out now is what my final town tile is. That's really not super clear. I could plausibly... The cult track bump may be a reasonable option. 8 points bump on all the cult tracks. It does help to break this tie against the... Oh, well, did the engineers just grab... Oh, they grabbed the one that moves lots forward on cults, so that makes it less attractive. I think in the end, 9 points and a priest might be the winning line. Yeah, I suppose that was the point. Beat the engineers to that tile. Unfortunately, I really had to take the town tiles in the sequence that I did, or I wasn't going to make it to 3 towns on this round. And that's definitely what the highest important task was. Let's go ahead and build the dwelling first, rather than upgrading the stronghold first, because that way I can hold more power in my banks longer, so that when the halfling player upgrades his other trading post in this stretch, I will be power capped, and I won't have to lose so many points to take the power, if I even want to take the power. So... yes, in goes the dwelling. The engineers still have a town left to found? Okay, there goes the halfling one, and notice we will get power capped here. It can allow us to lose only 2 points and gain this power. Maybe that's worth doing? That's a hard choice. It seems likely that we would want it going into the end game to try and win the largest network. We are going to get big competition from some of these factions on that. I think I'm going to err on the cautious side and take this power. So, in order to prevent the Darklings from connecting their network up, there's a couple spaces left to be blocked. This one would make it much harder. We would also have some... We can't really take this one. It's just too far out of the way. Yeah. But this is a very reasonable one to block, and then they can only connect coming through this tile, which I'm still hoping the engineers will steal away for us. It would be awfully convenient. Okay, there's the stronghold. Founding another town, moving up on all the cults. I would be very surprised if it was right to take this 11 tile. 9 and a priest is virtually certainly better. If only for things like shipping upgrades at end of game. Hopefully we can jump onto one of these 2 scoring cards for the final round of the game. I went off a scoring card here not only because I had to, but because I needed all of this in order to do everything I have this turn. Hopefully, it would be nice also to be able to use priests just for cult points. Maybe it's more efficient if we're just going to do that to grab this 8 points and a bump on every cult track. It won't get us any extra cult rewards before game end, but it definitely does help to compete on some of these things. It's very plausible we could defeat the halflings on every cult, at least. So, Kator2, you're the fellow in my chat who I'm not familiar with. Are you you must be a Terra Mystica player in order to recognize the 5 points for 5 points trade that I just made. So the Darklings, they're thinking pretty hard here. What might they have left to do with this turn? They definitely can't found more towns. He doesn't have incentive to go Stronghold or Sanctuary the way I'm recklessly doing, because he can hold them back for the next round. It is going to make a weak final round for me that I can't upgrade those, because I'm going to have them both down. But there's no way around that. Unless I'm willing to go Temple here and then Trading Post. Actually, are the resources available for that? That costs the same worker count, but it is 2 extra coins. And now, thanks to accepting this power trade, I do actually have enough that it is possible to do that. Just in the name of, it secures me an extra priest for the final round. I don't know if that's... Is that actually a better outcome for me? Probably, because it gives me access to last round Stronghold for 5 points. It also just gets an extra favor working for me. I can grab a water 1 favor and then build the trading post after. And then I can also, in the next round, upgrade Stronghold for 5 and then go Dwelling into TPs. Will make me some points. So I actually do prefer going that route. It also takes more steps till I have to pass, giving me more odds to jump onto either one of these bonus tiles. The halflings are passing pretty soon. So maybe I just want to move out of actions if I'm going to get their 8-point tile. I would really prefer the Darklings one if possible. It will be considerably higher scoring. So let's go ahead and, really I can make any of these into a temple. I don't know that I have any incentive to pick one versus another. Perhaps I can get the engineers to take this space if they don't have to, they already don't have to burn power tokens. So he may just be building here plus building a bridge. That would be a reasonable final round for him. I think the halflings would prefer not to accept this much power, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade here. And then I still have 3 to... Yes, this works. Okay. Sorry. Wake up, UI. Temple. Go. Oh, he actually did trade away all the points. Okay. So the favor I want, I think it just has to be the water one. It's a little too good here. The water one is routinely too good. So if you've played about 15 games. Okay. Well, I'm only at about 20 myself. So we can be learning this together. Do you have a favorite faction? I tend to be, I tend to go with the alchemists. Is my favorite one. Oh, this is very convenient when we can claim 1 power for free without trading any points. Just definitely we're loath to do that in this endgame slot. I think let's go ahead and up this trade. Actually, if we upgrade this trading post, we stand to accept more power in either of these positions if he aims for a 3rd town here in the late game. But I don't know that that's actually what we want, to be trading points for that power. So I'm going to intentionally leave it as a dwelling. So let's upgrade this. And town tiles available to me. I can... plausibly... Yeah, if I gain 1 in every cult track, that does actually situate me quite well for competing on a number of these. I come up to parity with halflings here. I move ahead of engineers here, and I move ahead of halflings and come to parity with engineers there. So the only alternative is if I want the priest, but I do not believe that I do. I think these will fill up too fast in the end rounds, and also I think that this is likely to nab us improved scoring on at least on at least one of the two of the cults, whereas this would only do it on one, and so this should come to parity with it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take the occult boost. And we'll found our river town over here. No conversions for me. How much power are we gaining as income? We're gonna take in 6. Hopefully 9 by grabbing this bonus card, but that's looking very sketchy. I may actually skip on dropping a priest in because it doesn't give me improved cult rewards for the round. I can spend it next round plenty happily enough, just to make sure I get a scoring card. The Darklings will probably last too many turns when they can take this spade. They have all these workers, the priests, they have plenty they can do. And it's just too important to get either one of the 2 scoring cards. You're correct. I could place the priest this round, but since it doesn't give me increased cult rewards, I don't think I'm super inclined towards that. Like, as I'm saying now, placing priests this round versus next is of such low value to me that I'm gonna premature pass just to grab this scoring card. Assuming that the Darklings don't pass here to jump on it. But if they do, then I want a premature pass for the other scoring card. Either way, I'm just happy to get it. It's less points than his Darkling scoring card, but that's fine. We'll still make this work for a hefty chunk. Okay, time to pass right now before engineers do. Or, actually, the engineers will not pass here. Not on 4 workers and 13 money, I don't think. They're gonna, at the very minimum, they'll want to build bridges to score points. So it's probably safe to delay just a single move. Yeah, okay, you agree with me. Engineers won't pass yet, and I don't care if the Darklings pass, because that just opens up a better reward for me. So, where is it most important I get my priest? I think I would like to jump up in this cult track. No, is that right? I don't know. The air is the lowest gains just because it doesn't give me the power, which I'll want sooner rather than later. If I move here, this may just incentivize the engineers to come back to parity immediately. And the halflings won't have incentive to it. Oh, I'm running out of time. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. No conversions. Yeah, I get it, Board Game Arena. I play slow. Oh. Okay, we're looking to be in pretty good shape here. The Darklings will, of course, get a point bonus passing this round, so these round totals aren't super accurate. But, all looks pretty well. So, yeah, I'm betting on him using the 2 workers to build a bridge action, which he can do. He's unlocked it now that he has his stronghold. Just because he has to get those bridges down, and doing it this turn is worth more points than next. I don't really think he has any meaningful way to try towards a 3rd town. The halflings actually have a plausible line to get a 3rd town in the next round up here. Because they have assembled the Fire 2 favor. What will we be doing next round? I think it's just about building as many dwellings and trading posts as possible to rack up on the favorite tile scoring. And we also need to make a trading post available to build, so we'll replace it with the stronghold, because that's worth points. So we should be passing, collecting 6 workers. 4 go towards the stronghold, I suppose 2 towards the trading post, and then we can probably just on power build another dwelling. I would imagine it should be possible. What do things look like for network size currently? That's got to be something to keep in mind as the game is coming to a close. So I have 6 buildings still left on my card. The Darklings are sitting on 7. No, 8. They also have their camp. The Halflings are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the Engineers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But trading posts are dirt cheap for them. So really we're competing with the Engineers. Okay, he did take the action I thought, built the bridge. Now it's time for us to pass. We have nothing to do. We get to go second next turn. What we may have to poach first, we will get 10 money income. That's not a lot, but it's enough for Stronghold Trading Post Dwelling if we spot 1 power for the extra coin. So I don't actually need any spades to build Stronghold Trading Post and Dwelling. Because I can take the Dwelling down here with the free shipping upgrade that comes from the Stronghold. But I can't... If I want more dwellings than that, which may be needed to win the network, I'm gonna need to dig in some other places, and there's a lot of good candidates. Here, 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 here. I can't really get cut on those, so that's not a worry. The worry is that the dig actions themselves will disappear. But I don't know that I can really afford to... I don't think I can afford to do that much digging. Because I am going to be pretty tight on resources just for Stronghold Trading Post Dwelling. Which, to be fair, does score 10 points. That's not so bad. I would like to get more dwellings, but I don't know how realistic that is. As for which spot I would choose to take if given a preference for the extra dwelling, the conceivable second one, this would be the top priority just because it makes it really impossible for the Darklings to connect their network. But I'm not sure that I have to be overly focused on blocking the Darklings. They don't have a lot of points. I guess they're doing pretty well on the cults. It probably pays to block that if I can. They have max upgraded their shipping, which means that they're either, to connect network, they're either going to have to go here and then dig one of these, or they can just do it in a single move here, which seems like the more likely case. So I guess I don't really stand to block them anyway. But that's okay, we should defeat Darklings on network quite easily. Engineer player, what are you thinking about? You don't have enough power left to spade. Oh, but you do have enough power left to spin up a white cube and build a bridge. Okay. Yeah, really this engineer's player is our competition. Oh, I get a free spade from the cult. I totally forgot that I prepared for that forever ago. Well, that's just dandy. Now maybe I can make it happen that I get in an extra dwelling after. So where do I want to do that? Here seems reasonable. The Darklings player isn't even next to it to block it. Yeah, no one else should have interest. So, well, we'll just go right ahead and take this one. Then we're gonna see a spade from the Darklings, and then 2 from the Engineers. And the Engineers, they get 2 spades, but they don't have any dwellings to place. I suppose they will be upgrading trading posts. They won't be getting paid points for it the same as we do, though. We really have the point favors. I nominally Air 1 is another point favor, but it sucks. It's the only favor that I don't think you should ever take unless it's the very final end of the game and you have no other way to score points off of a favor. Usually you'd take one of these three bump favors in preference. Okay, so he's thinking about where to do that. Here and here, I guess, makes some sense. Alright. Halflings went first, and they stole our money! So we know we want stronghold, trading post, dwelling. That's gonna cost us a total of 13 money and 7 workers. Sorry, 13 money and 8 workers. So we really need to go ahead and grab this to make sure we can have enough workers to do this. We will yeah, okay, it should be fine. Yeah. Oh, that is quite a jump. That's another interesting way to connect. I didn't notice he had the option to dig there. That's a real problem for us. So we were counting on getting that space. If I'd realized, I suppose I would have taken that one and made him come here. But it didn't even occur to me he could ship around through that route. So now I'm going to have a few extra resources at the end. Maybe I can scrounge enough power to terraform this? But then I won't have enough available money. This is quite the problem. I really should have been less negligent. Okay, we grabbed the power there, and we didn't have to pay points for it. The Darklings can't compete here, and the engineers won't want to with all these unbuilt tiles. So should we just be proceeding with the stronghold somewhere? I suppose here seems fine. It doesn't really matter where, because I don't think I would accept any power trades from adjacent to the stronghold anyhow. I still don't have enough power to dig, but maybe I can get it? And I do want to upgrade Stronghold because it saves me on having to up my shipping the manual way. Right now I'm connected through here. So if I don't want to upgrade the trading post, I have an option to go dwelling plus dwelling. That will get me larger on network than a trading post plus a dwelling. So I think I should plan to do that if I receive the power to take single dig. It's also worth just the same number of points despite this water favor scoring higher, because I'm on the card that scores for passing by dwelling count. That said, it will make me look like a real fool for grabbing this water favor when I could have taken the air one, which would have procced twice at 3 points. So, that's a shame. It's definitely not the same size misplay as noticing he can grab there to connect, though. I was still imagining he had to do it here. And I moved before him. That's a real shame. if I don't have the power to dig by my next move, then the move should be building this dwelling here. Because, I still have the option to upgrade Trading Post versus finding spots for more dwellings. On either line, I build this place. So may as well take the waiting course. It's nice, a bridge tower just to block him. Okay, who are we waiting on? Still the engineer player? Oh, he needs to either make conversions or pass. He should just pass in this state. He probably doesn't realize his clock is running. Which I can't really criticize, given what happened to me earlier. Okay, that's a ton of power. We do not want to lose 5 points for all that, I don't think. Yeah, this single dig isn't even available to us anymore. So, we could gain all the power and then double dig, but we couldn't even fill all those spaces with dwellings. We wouldn't have resources for it. So we definitely want to decline this. And now he gets to spade wildly. Two power for 1 point. That's a little more reasonable. It does put us at the power threshold to spin up a priest. I don't know that that's what we want. I suppose that's a thing we would be interested in. But it would be nicer to not have to lose a point for it. How much power can I gain by spending the priest? Not enough to double... Yeah, okay, not enough to double dig and still fill everything there. So I could, if I take this and then use this power action for the priest, then I won't have, I'll have enough for a dwelling, but I won't have enough to build the trading post right after. So I think I should err on, yeah, I guess I'm gonna need these for some coins at this point. So no power for me. I'll just take this dwelling space. Is that right? Yes, I want to intentionally delay placement of priests so that I can do it reactionarily to where other people go. There's the Darkling camp. He doesn't have the Fire 2 favor, so he's going to need a TP upgrade and a dwelling build to make this a town. That should be possible for him. He can definitely make that happen if he commits the rest of his turn to doing it. It really is a much weaker turn in light of me not having grabbed that. But I suppose if I grabbed that and someone else took this, I would have been in trouble regardless. And that may well have happened. The Halflings player probably would have been interested but he doesn't have the power. Yeah, I suppose I needed to build this, then take the other. Okay, so the engineers advanced on Cult here. My next action will be to advance on Cult here, because it passes them, and they have other better places they could be using their priests than just the single bump for the tie. So here we go. I definitely want that. Conversions. I do not require any conversions. Okay, I have the resources for the trading post upgrade, which I'm gonna make. So my next highest priority action is grabbing this priest, if it still exists. Captain Khan? Captain, I'm not sure I was aware there was a Captain Khan. You must be rising in status. I feel like that's maybe a lieutenant, or I don't know, even a general, one of the 1 or 2 star ones. If you have your own convention. It does suck that it's being beaten by Corona, though. Okay, we're in a good spot on this cult. We would ideally want to advance up on this one as well, but the engineers player could just go there and defeat us. I do think ultimately this is going to be the next highest utility thing we can do. Oh, the engineers have grabbed a temple for a favor. So where are they gonna grab? They already have the water 2 one. They could use water 3 as their highest value here for sure. So it's being pointed out I could dig with workers. That's true. If I dig with workers, it's not... I guess actually that's the way to go, because it gets me... It's the same number of points as building the trading post, but it gets me to 1 more area size, and I'm actually having to compete for that now. The Halflings have 5 on their board, I have 5 on my board. The Halflings will pass out here, so it is worth a lot of points just to break this tie. The Engineers have 5 on their board too. So rather than dig with workers immediately, the line of play that I need to use, I think, is grabbing this priest. Because I'm either going to trade 3 power for a worker to dig with workers and build a dwelling, or I'll trade 3 power for a priest. Then on my next move, I can downgrade the priest to a worker and take that same action. So this is strictly better in that it leaves me more options and I can see what people do on cult tracks and such. Because I don't feel the need to jam in the priest quite yet. Alright, so... that gives me enough power to make a priest. And now the engineer... Oh, the engineers actually still have enough power to make a priest, if that's their jam. Yeah, yep. Yeah, Kator, it's the same to get the priest, except that I retain the option to not build the dwelling and instead just have 2 priests committed to the cults. Though building the dwelling seems almost certainly better. Oh, this is so dangerous. The engineers are just gonna come 1 power away from... Yeah, 1 power off from being able to take a double dig action, which... Oh, double dig's not too bad actually, because they don't have enough... Oh, but they could upgrade 2 dwellings to trading posts, then build on the dig tiles. And I suppose they can already do that. They've changed these to their color. Okay, where is this... Sorry, the engineers upgraded... Oh, here. So I can take 1,000,000 power and lose 5 points. This doesn't allow me to take that action. So all it's effectively doing is granting coins. And that's alright. That's not worth the 5 points. Okay, the engineers, of course, can make a second priest out of this, and that's pretty annoying for us. But what can you do? This is 2 digs away, unfortunately. So I suppose I'll just take this green one. It's the only tile left on the map in reach of me that I can terraform with a single dig. So let's downgrade that. Worker dig here. I'm safely ahead of the halflings for network size. And the darklings, I'm having trouble imagining that they can build that last dwelling anywhere. They have no power and just 2 priests. Yeah, so they're gonna throw in cult tracks. That makes a lot of sense. So we have managed 2nd place network size. The engineers will beat us. And actually they're going to beat us by enough that taking this space wouldn't have mattered, though this space still results in a higher score. Also, it really hurts that the engineers do get points on pass here. And on top of that, they get points on pass from their stronghold. So it seems pretty likely that the engineers have won this game. Yeah, they've definitely got it. So all we've got left to do here is spend a priest in the cults. And let's see, the engineers don't have water one. So it's only 2 points for them to upgrade a trading post and then go back and build a dwelling. So they'll actually fare better spending this power on a priest. So I don't know that it's worth it to spend here to maintain the tie. We definitely want to go here and slip ahead of the halflings, though the darklings player will surely then spend another priest and sail past us. Yep, I'm afraid that's the best we can do. This gives us more power, but not enough to amount to any final game scoring. Off you go, Priesty. Darkling's player will shove theirs here. And let's see, what do the engineers do at this end position? So they can upgrade to trading post and build a dwelling. Three power for 2 points. No. That is no use to me anymore. Let's pass. All done. It's not good enough, but it should be good for second, I think. Oh goodness, we got passed up here too. I forgot he still had this. Not like we really had any meaningful way to prevent that. It was still higher value to shove our priest on air. So, yeah. That's just fewer points for us though. Maybe actually has the Darklings player gotten second? They're going to be behind us going into final scoring. But they have such good scores on the cults. Yes, Captain, you're right. These games do take a while. But we're finally into endgame scoring now, so we can just see who won this. Hopefully I took second. The halflings, I think, are pretty clear last. Given that I only had one real competitor in this game anyway, and was just fighting for second with the Darklings, it makes it extra bad that I didn't cut this space when I could have. Really, that's pretty abysmal. Alright, I defeated Darklings on network, right? And so that's gonna just barely take me ahead of them for the endgame. Okay. 179, I took 12, yes, and then the halflings and engineers tied at 3. Okay, phew. So we did get it. Not a happy day when you're sighing in relief that you took second place. Certainly we like winning. What is this? Oh, right, my fake number is going up. Thank you, fake number. Stop it! Go away. Okay. Alright, so thanks to everyone who watched. I'm gonna head offline now, but hopefully, since tomorrow's Memorial Day, I'll be off from work and I can come back and do another one of these then. Bye!